Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 38 of Retro Buyer's Guide. I'm Mike, and in the last episode I showed you how to soft mod an original Xbox, and in this episode I want to spend a little time showing you some of the really cool things that you can do once you have your original Xbox soft modded. This particular Xbox I picked up at Goodwill for $25, and it was a really good deal. Came with one remote and component cables actually. So I can get HD resolutions, and for such a cheap investment, there is so much that you can do with an original Xbox once it's soft modded. In addition to the fact that you can play burned games on DVDs, you can also run a lot of cool emulators, which is one thing that I've done. And so let's check out some of the cool emulation that you can do on an original Xbox. The simplest way to get emulators and ROMs onto your Xbox is to burn a data disk onto a blank DVD. The best place to get those emulators and ROMs to burn onto that blank DVD is the isozone.com. Once you click on Downloads, find the Microsoft Xbox section, and then click on Emulators. Here you'll find emulators for many retro game consoles, classic computers, and even some things you didn't even think of. They've all been ported to the Xbox. Some of the emulators work better than others, but most of the ones I tried worked pretty well. The only downside to the ISO Zone's great selection are the slow download speed, so be wary. The best programs to burn data disk on the Mac side are Toast Titanium and Liquid CD, and over on the PC side, I use Nero Burning ROM. Once you've burned your data DVD, place it in your Xbox and scroll down to the File Explorer. Then just copy the files over to your hard drive. That's it. On your main partition, there should already be an emulators folder, and once your files are copied over, you can click on the .xbe file or scroll down to emulators, and you should be able to select the emulator that you want to use. Hands down, one of the best emulators for the original Xbox is the port of NeoRain Neo Geo CDZ. Let's check out Metal Slug 2 running on the original Xbox. It plays pretty much identical to the Neo Geo CD version I own, but with one major difference: the ability to speed up loading times. This is huge because anyone who's spent any time with the Neo Geo CD or watched my episode about the Neo Geo CD knows that loading times can sometimes be really extensive depending on the game. And while it personally doesn't bother me too much while I'm playing on my Neo Geo CD, I have to admit, playing a Neo Geo CD game without the load times makes the game a little more seamless. One of my other favorite emulators for the original Xbox is Surreal 64 CE, which is, you guessed it, a Nintendo 64 emulator. It's far from perfect, but what I like about it is the ability to emulate Nintendo 64 games at a higher resolution. Let's check out Super Mario 64 running at 720p. Here are a few other N64 games running on Surreal 64 CE. A few of my other favorite emulators for the Xbox are the ones for the Intellivision, ColecoVision, and Atari. These consoles I usually have in boxes, and they're kind of a pain to drag out when I want to play them. This is a nice way if I ever feel like playing Atlantis on the Intellivision to get a quick fix without having to drag out my Intellivision from the closet. I know purists will say it's not like playing the actual Intellivision, and look, I agree with you, but sometimes convenience trumps authenticity. Here's Atari's port of Galaxian running on the ColecoVision emulator. And here's Pitfall running on the Atari 2600 emulator for the Xbox. And like everything else, including graphing calculators, both Doom and its sequel, Doom 2, were ported to the Xbox in the Ultimate Doom package. They really did port them to everything. Finally, I wanted to show off Daphne, the Laserdisc arcade game emulator. Most people will be familiar with the most famous Laserdisc game, Dragon's Lair, and Space Ace. If you're a fan of either of those games, Daphne can recreate them faithfully on the Xbox, and you won't have to waste a pocket full of quarters wondering what you did wrong on that particular screen. That is going to do it for episode 38 of Retro Buyer's Guide. As always, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thanks so much to all the new subscribers. Please keep liking and watching the videos. I appreciate it, and I will see you in a week with a new video. But until then, happy collecting.